Well, here we are. For the fifth time, we are talking about your guys' albums that you gave to me to celebrate 900 subscribers. And we are already a quarter of a way to the next one. Which, yeah, that one's gonna be a big one. But as for now, we have 33 albums to talk about, and some of them are winners, some of them not so much, and those are the ones we got to talk about first. But yeah, man, I just gotta say thank you guys so much for all your support and for all these years. And did you actually know that, counting this list, you guys have given me 149 albums that I've heard from this series? So that is quite a lot of records that I probably would have never otherwise heard. And yeah, man, definitely some stuff like that has just etched its way into my life. But anyway, enough talk about the past. Let's talk about the present. Let's talk about your 33 albums ranked from the worst to the best one. Oh boy, poor Head of Bucket. Probably the biggest drop in history, coming from number 3 or 4, whatever the hell you got last time, to dead fucking last here. And oh boy, yeah, we'll talk about this. Okay, so anyway, for those who don't know, this is Hoshimachi Suisei with Still Stellar. I could try and spin this a couple different ways, but the fact of the matter is I'm giving you a J-pop album. I know your gut reaction to that fact is gonna be to think I'm trolling you, but I'm not gonna waste my pick on something I don't think is good. Suisei's voice is great, the music behind her is great. I'm guaranteed to be putting myself out of the top spot since 95% of the lyrics are Japanese, but oh well. Somebody's gotta be the one to push your boundaries with these lists. Okay, dude. Look, this album just combines like the worst things to me. It's an album composed entirely of basically anime intros. You know what I do every single time I watch anything anime? I slam the goddamn skip intro button as soon as that fucking thing shows up. I hate anime intros. Don't like them. I think they're annoying. Unless we're talking Tank. Get that shit out of here. Turn that shit off. Okay, and so you have the anime openings combined with the fact that this is from a goddamn VTuber, which I think is the single dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And you put those two together, and in the great sacred words of Torben Ulrich, God rest his soul, all I have to say is,
I would say delete that.
And up next, we have the Jesus Lizard with Goat from Tom Versal. This time, I'm going to suggest Goat by the Jesus Lizard. It's become a recent favorite of mine. Very interesting guitar work and kick-ass rhythm section produced by the legend that is Steve Albini, with 2 thumbs up. Okay, so to be perfectly clear, this album was one above. So I swapped these next two because, like, when I thought about it, for as much as I don't like the one we're going to talk about next, this one, I'm sorry, bro. Like I don't see how this could be anyone's favorite anything, to be completely honest. Like, for the first few minutes of the track, it's kind of fun, but once the vocals come in, it's just like he just shouts what the fuck ever he wants, and it's just not great. It's almost like the band called not Scat Pile, that's Chat Pile. It reminds me of Chat Pile, where except the dude is more screaming instead of just rambling. But like, man, I just think It just doesn't work for me, man. Like, honestly, Seasick has got to be the single worst song I've heard on this entire list, because it's just like one really bad riff the entire time with him shouting, "I can't swim," and it was just like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like, genuinely, I think the next album is better, written-wise at least, but I didn't really enjoy any of them. And yeah, Jesus Lizard, not for me, man. Okay, you know I love you, bro. You know you are a certified dog in the hood because you bought our album, and I am forever grateful for that. That doesn't excuse your album placement, because up next we have Sleep Tokens, Take Me Back to Eden from Young Nasty Men. Okay, so this one's a weird one. You're either gonna really like it or really not. Obviously, I really didn't. I've noticed there's not really an in-between for most people. It took a second to grab me, but when it did, it really fucking did. It's extremely experimental. It mixes so many different genres together. Metal, hardcore, pop, R&B, shoegaze, etc. I've heard it over 40 times since the start of November. I'm even listening to it as I type this because I'm on a road trip. 40 times? You're like Papa John's in the fucking 40 pizzas in a month. Holy shit. Okay, so you really like Sleep Token. We really didn't, because I listened to like half these damn albums with my band, and I gotta be honest, really the biggest thing holding this album out of like last place was how much fun we kind of had listening to it. And yeah, like I said, it's certainly different. You know, you combine elements of like gent and R&B, like in the summoning, which is kind of interesting. Like, the Weeknd side of me kind of liked it, but on the metal side, no. No. Definitely not for me. The fucking genty guitar, periphery sounding guitars. I don't know if periphery is a bad example, but like, it just, the mixture of it really didn't work. Rap or hip hop, whatever, and metal just need to stay separate, because anytime they are combined, it sounds like shit. I don't like it. I don't think it ever works. So, yeah. And I fucking busted out laughing when my friend Nick, we were just hanging out in the car. He was like, "Yo, you ever heard of Sleep Token?" I was just like, oh my fucking God. Yeah, I've heard of Sleep Token. And frankly, I don't want to anymore. I believe in a thing called love, just in time of my heart, with a chance we can make it. And up next from City Build Minecraft, we have The Darkness's Permission to Land. A great debut album by the band. It has loads of great guitar playing on it, and it's a good hard rock album, and it's the 20th anniversary of this album in 2023, because that's when I got this album. It was last year already. And, okay, well, I thought the high vocals were mad annoying, like, very annoying. Instruments were very ACD-ish, like, it only irritated me more and more as the album went on, because his voice just gets worse and worse. And, like, their biggest hit, I already forgot what it was called, but it's the one that everyone apparently knows. And it has one of the most annoying choruses I've ever heard in my life. Like, this one just completely just goes right over my head as to why this band is so big as they are. Like, by the time we got to Love Is Only a Feeling, I was already done with this album, and it was like halfway through it. So, yeah, did not enjoy this one. I don't get it. And up next, from Lemon 45, we have Hella's Hold Your Horse Is, a math rock album that's just two people that are ridiculously good at their instruments. And I will agree with half that statement. It is a math rock band with one person that's ridiculously good at their instrument, because the guitarist just sounds like he's jerking off the entire time. I'm sorry, but like the drummer, the Death Grips dude, I hated Death Grips too, but he's really good. Like, he's just fucking grooving the entire time, going ham. But you have songs like Ghost Dance was super annoying with those like really high fretted riffs. The guitar, because there's only two of them, drums and guitar. And if half of your band, half the album just pisses me off, then it's not gonna go over well. It's almost like Primus without like the kick-ass bass and vocals. Like I don't want to talk shit about the Primus guitarist, but let's be real, sometimes he just kind of jerks off, and this guy's doing it the entire record. So it really didn't work for me as well. And up next from Fight and Phil, we have Tomb of the Mutilated by Cannibal Corpse. Gross and disgusting, but a fucking classic. And yeah, I don't know if, because I've heard Torture at some point in these videos, and I wasn't really digging that one besides Scourge of Iron, because that was a pretty kick-ass song. But Cannibal Corpse is definitely not my speed. Like, at least Hammer Smash Face is one of the most iconic intros ever. But yeah, for a few minutes, it's kind of fun, but it's just kind of like when it's just that, I'm just like not into it at all. It's just it's comically brutal, you know, like where it's so fucking crazy, it's kind of like hysterical, because it's like, wow, like how much lower can his voice go? And from Colin Coles, we have The Butterfly Effect with 4. And if this gets the award for the biggest 180 an album has fucking ever made. Because, dude, when the first song was playing, the title, like the intro title track, I actually got the chills, because I was like, oh shit. Is this our number one? Because the way this album starts, honestly, everyone, for the next one, listen to the first track on this album. Find me a record where that's the whole thing sounds like the first song. Because if you do, number one spot guaranteed, I promise you. Because, man, like the opening clean chords, the drum groove that comes in, like the strings in the middle, and like the heavy part at the end. It started with so much promise, but then as soon as the vocals came in, I was like, it just turned into a big fucking ite fest. Like every other song, I was just like, it's just like rock that I'm not remotely interested in. But fuck, man, I loved that first track a lot. And from Scumbag Productions, we have the Bravery self-titled album. I found this band not too long ago, and I've only heard the self-titled record so far, but it's really damn good. My favorites are An Honest Mistake and Tyrant. And this whole thing, it has like this vocal effect over the entire thing, and I'm just like, why? I don't understand that creative decision. Like, it's just obnoxious. Like, the whole record kind of reminds me a little of Franz Ferdinand. You know how, like, the beginning of Take Me Out, he has, like, that vocal effect? But it's that the entire record. And, yeah. But whereas that album, I really like. This one, it just kind of, everything just feels kind of samey. Like, we're past the albums I just flat out disliked. But these are just the ones that were just kind of, whatever. Like, they exist. They're passable, but I wouldn't revisit it, honestly. And from Samet backwards, we have Sparks' Kimono My House. And this one teeters very closely on being really annoying, but it doesn't quite go there. Like, the vocals are super goofy. Like, when I found out that it was a dude singing, I was like, okay, that honestly wasn't expecting that. Like, Talent is an Asset is super happy, and I like the little key lick, and it's kind of like a fun, silly song. But then you have The bass line too in it was pretty damn kick-ass. And then you have Equator, which is a pretty damn annoying song. And like, yeah, this one, this is the strangest album I think I've listened to on this entire list, because like I don't know what to make of it. Like I said, it borders being annoying, but it doesn't go there. It almost goes, but like something is holding it back that was kind of quirky and cool about it. But yeah, I don't think I want to hear it again though. And from Cockadoodle Planet, we have the return of Bjork with Post. Someone recommended Vespertine to you a while back, and I don't know why. It's a great album, but it's extremely ambient and experimental. Definitely not a good place to start. Post is far more approachable while still having an experimental charm to it. Fantastic album. Hope you enjoy. And like, it's decent. Like, my favorite song on it was definitely It's Oh So Quiet, because it was like one of those, you know, Frank Sinatra sounding Dean Martin ass songs. That's pretty neat. But unfortunately, this is just another victim of just too many damn vocals. Like, I get it. Like, Bjork, you know, she's front and center, obviously. But like, for me personally, if there's vocals just constantly words and words, it starts to annoy me. But yeah, between these two albums I've heard, I just don't think Bjork is really gonna make it too high on these lists. And from AMJ, we have Garbage's version 2.0. I feel this is a pretty unique 90s album. It combines alt-rock with dance elements. It's also quite trippy and has some of the most infectious hooks I've heard in music. And, yo, dude, the second when I Grow Up started, I was like, where have I heard this? I've heard this before. I know what this is. And turns out they used it in the Adam Sandler movie Big Daddy, which I used to watch a whole lot. So that was pretty cool to hear that song. And then we have I Think I'm Paranoid. I really like the verse riff or the chorus riff in that song. And then we have Wicked Ways, I think was also pretty decent. Yeah, like I said, this is just kind of in the alright category. Like, yeah, 50 minutes was a lot, because it's a kind of a lot of samey stuff with some cool moments. But, you know, I enjoyed my time with it enough. And up next, we have another Protest the Hero album. This time, it's their debut album, Kezia, from Death by Unicorn. It's a concept album with a lot of spectacular performances from all the members. I thought the concept was pretty cool, where I already forgot it. I think, if I remember correctly, it's about a girl who gets murdered, and songs are about people involved in that murder. It's basically like 13 Reasons Why, but like in music form, and fucking like 15 years beforehand. And I saw a couple of you guys talking in the comments about how I should hopefully like this album more, because I like Bit Bam, and they're kind of along the same vibes. And while I do agree with that, unfortunately, Protest the Hero is kind of like Silent Circus Alaska style Bit Bam, which is not my favorite side. Like, those two albums are like on the bottom of my list for them. So it's not quite there yet. Like I've only heard these first two records, this one and Fortress. So perhaps, like Bit Bam, the later stuff would suit me better. But once again, it's kind of like the vocals that's holding back for me the most. Also, it's a lot for a first listen, you know? Like, there's a couple on here that would probably take a few spins to like really even start grasping it, because it is like Bit Bam, where riffs are flying in left and right, and like different sections are pouring in. Divinity Within is pretty kick-ass though. Like, I like the fast breaks and the clean section with the backups and everything. This is another one where I also kind of got sick of it halfway through, because it was just so much. And, you know, keep in mind, along the same Bit Bam lines, Parallax 2 is my third favorite album of all time. The first time I heard it, I gave me a headache. All right. So some of these things just take time. It takes time, but maybe I can kind of see myself becoming a fan of this band if their later stuff kind of gets a little better. And as usual, we have to have our mandatory foreign album, and this time from Rain OC, we have Babasónicos with Babasónica. And yeah, pretty much, I think you guys just know my stance on the foreign stuff at this point. Like, it's fine. Like, I enjoyed it. It was a cool listen. Demon Mania goes pretty hard. I really like the riffs in that song. By the way, I have made a playlist, if you have Spotify, of just all my favorite songs on every one of the Rank Your albums. I put together a list. If you want to hear it, you can hear, like, it's just like all my favorite songs that I've heard from that specific thing. So just like little time capsules, like, oh, these are the songs I really liked. So if you're interested, I'll put the links to those in the description. But yeah, Demon Mania is on that playlist because that one goes pretty hard. But yeah, I like the riffs in the record. The singer's good. Everyone's fine. It's just a little hard as a stupid American to fully appreciate it. And from Ignis, Alex, we have Rolo Tomassi's Where Myth Becomes Memory up next. I got to see these guys in 2022 for their first US tour and was blown away. Very heavy and very pretty simultaneously. Interested to see what you think because some of the riffs on this thing sound like they could have come straight out of a Bit Bam album. More BT Bam references coming in. And yeah, I gotta be honest, like, yeah, it's just kind of more alright. Like, I think at this point we know how I feel about, like, the growled vocals, like, or vocals in general. Like, how many times this video already have you heard me say, like, the vocals are holding it back? Fucking Darkness, Butterfly Effect, the Bravery, kind of Jesus Lizard, Protest the Hero. Like, I say it all the time because it's true. Like, it's really, if I don't totally love someone's voice, it's just kind of, it always just ends up in this middle area where it's just kind of all right. Yeah, but, like, there's few moments that interested me, but overall, a lot, like, pretty much all the heavy moments I didn't really care for. It's kind of, like, similar to the Death Heaven album I heard, where I really only liked the clean sections, but there weren't as many in this one as there was in that one. So, yeah, it's just kind of okay. And from Sam Freely, he finally gets his wish because this dude has been recommending me this album since goddamn 800 subs. So it's been a damn while. But yeah, we have Helloween's Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2. It's a top 3 album of all time for me personally, and I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Should we talk about that title card? Yeah, so funny story with Helloween. I've known about these guys for... Okay. That stupid ass video you just watched was us memeing a music video for this song because it's kind of a goofy start, you know, a music video. And that of course is the I Want Out song. And that video was filmed like around 2011 or 12. So it's been a long time since I've known about it, but this is the first time I've ever actually heard the song in full. So this was a long time coming. It was the first one we listened to for this list because it's just kind of a meme at this point, the I Want Out. And you've been requesting this album for a very long time, and now that we're finally talking about it, what do I think? It's all right. No. Okay, I'll give you my actual thoughts. Okay, my friend Alex, who we just talked about with the Rolo Tomassi, he pointed out that the singer kind of sounds like James LaBrie and Bruce Dickinson, and I couldn't unhear it because it's fucking true. And like I've dabbled in power metal. Like I've heard all of Blind Guardian. I think someone gave me some power metal album at some point in these lists. And I've heard enough to know that it's just not for me. I don't know. It's just kind of a little over the top. Especially like vocally. It's just a little over the top for my taste. Like, you know, lyrically and all like the stories and everything and just like the instruments. It's like the coffee of metal. It's like an acquired taste, as they say. And me, I'm not a coffee drinker, and I'm also not a power metal listener. But I Want Out is a goddamn classic, though, and it is the first damn song on my Rank 5 playlist because it's the first one I heard. Okay, up next from Walk It Rex, we have Oasis's The Masterplan, a very good compilation of songs they made into B-sides. This album was very important for me the summer of 2022, and it generally gives vibes of feeling good. Not much to say here, hope you enjoy. And I enjoy, going into it, I was like, ugh, Oasis, you Wonderwall guys. And it's not even a real album technically, it's a compilation. So I didn't even include it in my albums heard because it's technically not a real album. But the first 3 songs, honestly, I like the first 3 songs. Like the first one is a cool, singable, mid-tempo song. The second one, it's like super shuffly and pretty fun. And then you have the third song, which is this acoustic stripped down song that I kind of really like the vocals for. And Listen Up, I thought was kind of annoying. Like the main riff the whole time isn't pleasant, and the vocals are just kind of super monotone the whole time. And this is just another record where I just think the shtick gets a little old. Because I'll be honest, by the time I got to the ending of the album, I wasn't even sure if I really enjoyed the first 3 songs, or it's because they were the first 3 and I wasn't kind of sick of the album before they came on. But then I re-listened to them and I thought, no, these are good. I do like them. But yeah, because it's a bunch of B-sides, they're just kind of from all different eras, and it's just this melting pot of songs that really, like I said, only the first 3 really I enjoyed. And from Shadow Alliance Metal, my 902nd subscriber. So you shouldn't even be on here, if I'm being honest, because you are after 900, and this is for the first 900 subscribers. But I said, you know what? Fine, because I couldn't catch it at 900, so I let you in. So consider yourself lucky. Also, this was the last album I heard for this video, as I posted that photo yesterday or whatever it was. But yeah, we have Drawing Circles by Textures. You're very fun to watch. Thank you. Your Iron Maiden ranking drew me into your channel, which is surprising because that one is has 14 hot takes in it. My favorite is also Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Hell yeah, dude, kick ass. For this ranking, I would vote the album like me. They are Dutch and they are getting back together again. Would you go see them? Cheers. I wouldn't buy tickets for them, but if they were the opener of a band I was seeing, I wouldn't mind it. Basically, how I feel about that. Upwards was the first song that I really kind of enjoyed because the rest were just, a lot of it's okay. You know, we're still in this okay territory. The ending part of that especially, surprise, surprise, it's the one that's instrumental. So, boom, automatically I was like, yo, this song's kick-ass. Also, just because instrumental songs, the riffs are just better because they have to be. Because there's no vocals drawing you in. So, like, if you make an instrumental song, you have to make the riffs interesting. And you have to build the song differently. And not just, like, do the fucking verse, chorus thing. Which, if you do in an instrumental song, it wouldn't be too fun to listen to now, would it? Anyway, but yeah, it's just kind of like okay metal, another cursed one where the vocals, I'm just kind of like meh. You know, most riffs are pretty standard. Like, it's passable. It's definitely passable, but not one that I am super excited to get back to. And the return of Supertramp with Crisis. What Crisis? From IL Manual. Illinois Manual. Because that's where I'm from. All right. But yeah, it's okay. More okay. Definitely a lot more subdued than Breakfast in America, which is the other album I listened to. And like Another Man's Woman, I thought was the best song on here. And because like the first half is a little straightforward, and then the second half was just like a big old jam. The meaning was also solid. But other than that, everything else was just kind of decent. I mean, granted, Breakfast in America has all the bangers on it. So, you know, obviously, I think my favorite part of this album is the title and artwork. Because I think it's pretty cool, pretty funny. Like the dude on the chair in like a tsunami or whatever going on. He's like, what's going on? I don't see no problem. Pretty cool. Okay, I think we're somewhere around the halfway point. Maybe a little past, I hope, because, oh my god, this video is going to be fucking 9 years long. But we have, from Sean Taylor, we have The Jester Race by In Flames. In Flames coming in are one of the classic bands in the Swedish melodic death metal scene. The music, while still heavy, is a little more sophisticated and doesn't just beat you over the head with super fast guitars and drums. Which is why Chris Broderick is in the band now. Fun fact, I didn't even know that until I looked when I was looking up the albums as I listened to it. I was like, oh shit, that's where he is nowadays. Cool. And okay, take a guess what my least favorite aspect of the album was. Is it guitars, the drums, the production, or the vocals? Everyone, comment your answer right now. And I'll let you know who the winner is. Is D, vocals. Once again, I don't really work for me. I'm not super familiar with In Flames, but there was this one song, Deliver Us, from like the 2010s or whatever, that my other friend Josh was like super addicted to at some point. So I've heard that song a lot, and I kind of like it. But when I was in the comments, people were like bitching about it. So I think that album, whatever, like the one with the vulture on it, is like kind of like the Black Album or fucking Load or whatever in this band, where a lot of like the diehards hate it. But for me, as the outsider, I kind of like that song. So, and I just think his clean vocals are just a lot better than the heavy ones. Did this have? I don't remember if this had any cleans at all, but I don't think there were. Because like it was super heavy the entire time and it got a little tiring. But honestly, there were some solid moments, like especially when there's a lead. Oh Christ! Especially when there's a lead happening, like Artifacts of the Black Rain was pretty damn cool. It was definitely a highlight. The ending half of Dead Eternity. And like whenever there's acoustic guitars, because I think those are just the coolest parts. And then Jester Race, was it the title track? Hold on, I put one of these songs on my damn playlist that you guys should check out. Yeah, the Jester's Dance. That one was a pretty damn good song. I really enjoyed the Jester's Dance because once again, it was the instrumental one, and that one was just really good. So yeah. That's a good song, pretty decent album, and I don't know, maybe I should check out their recent stuff because I think he's a good singer rather than a growler. Alright, from Yuma we have Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf, another very famous album. Amazing stoner rock album with a genius guitar frontman and Dave Grohl on drums. Yep, kind of heavy and a lot of fun. Isn't this the album that like almost killed the Foo Fighters? That's pretty cool. Fun fact. Obviously, No One Knows is a classic. I've had that shit on my playlist long before I even started this channel. Really like that song. Beyond that one, Go With The Flow, I really liked. Or I think it's pretty solid. Go With The Flow is a solid song. And like you said, yeah, genius guitar frontman. I prefer the Kaya stuff, okay? Me and my band, they're just super fucking butt mad about the Queen's Josh Homme because he won't fucking reunite Kaius because he's the only one who doesn't want to do it. So they're just butt mad about this album and band. But like that stuff is definitely the better stoner stuff. Like, I don't know if you've heard him, but go check out Kaius, his old band, and that one definitely gets more headbanging. You know, because like this one, it's like the retail version of stoner rock where it's commercialized. I don't know what these goofy ass things I'm saying. Retail version. It's the commercialized stoner rock. That's what this is, and yeah, everything kind of keeps rolling in the same vein. It's an hour long, so it's commands a lot of time. And I think the radio bits of it, the radio parts of it is kind of fun and cool. Kind of reminds me of the Who Sell Out, where it's like one big radio show, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, like every song was about the same, except Mosquito Song, like the hidden track. That one was pretty cool. My band didn't like it, but I thought it was pretty cool because it was so like very different. Dude, we're only on number 13, and I can feel my throat being like, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, man. Anyway. And from Alvaro Vasquez, we have Neil Morse Band with The Similitude of a Dream. It's double disc, so bar none, the longest thing on this list. And honestly, you know, for 23 songs, an hour 40 minutes, I enjoyed it thoroughly enough. You know, you got fucking Mike Portnoy on this shit, and then, you know, we got like the super heavy keyboard part in Draw the Line. That was pretty sick. I would put that on my playlist, but this album is not on Spotify, so I cannot put it there. But it would be there if I could. Slave to Your Mind went pretty hard. Man in the Iron Cave main riff was pretty sweet. Like, it's good. It's good. It's a lot, but it's good. Like, several songs are kind of meh, but that's just kind of what happens when there's 23 of them. So, yeah, pretty solid. Okay, and from Professor Dr. Nee, we have Gentle Giant's Octopus, perhaps one of the most interesting and sophisticated prog albums of the 70s. And yeah, man, half of this album I did really like. Half of it. Because, like, track 2, I just feel is that really annoying prog thing where there's just a bunch of stuff happening. It's just a bunch of stuff happening. Like, no rhyme or reason. It's just, let's just play music and just do whatever. But the 3 songs in the middle, I did enjoy. So, like, A Cry for Everyone was solid. Gotta love a good a cappella section in Knots. That one. And then Boys in the Band was just a straight jam. And, like, but yeah, the last 2, or the first 2 songs and the last 3 are kind of whatever. But those 3 were pretty damn good. And I'm not the only one who thought so. We had another fan in the house listening to this album with us. Yeah, I tested it like 8 times, and every time the opening laugh from... Shit, I'm losing my place. The Boys in the Band, every time that laugh happened, our fucking dog, like, was like... And I wish I would have gotten it, but, like, at some point during the end, I think there's, like, a little high key or sax solo, and he was, like, tilting his head. So, that was pretty neat. But, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And from Rexton's, we have the sophomore effort from Arctic Monkeys, Favorite Worst Nightmare. My favorite album by the band and relatively similar to their debut. I believe you will like it given how much you liked Whatever People Say I Am. Well, do you know what I also said when I talked about Whatever People Say I Am? I was not expecting Arctic Monkeys to be this damn high. Because I heard another one of their albums, and like, it was fine. Yeah, this was the album I was talking about, where I thought it was okay, which is why it blew my mind so fucking much about how damn good their first album was. I was like, whoa, holy shit, where'd all this go? Yeah, but basically everything I said about that album pretty much checks out here, except this one is just way less jammy. Every song is pretty solid. Fluorescent Adolescent, I'm pretty sure is just like straight Walgreens core, which is, that's what I call commercial songs, because it sounds like a song I would have heard when I worked at Walgreens. Yeah, like, again, I don't really have any favorite songs, just like the first album, where I just couldn't really decide, because they were all just pretty evenly good and like matched. So yeah, it's a pretty good album, but that first album was just fucking out of this world. And oh my god, we finally made it to the top 10. Jesus, so many albums. I can't wait to be done filming. From Bunny Soup, we have Ne Obliviscaris' Portal of Eye. And yeah, this, like, there's a couple, kind of like Protest the Hero, where there's just a lot going on, and it's a lot to try to retain for a first listen. But like, Xenoflux was pretty rad. Like, a lot of the songs are just kind of like the same thing. Like, it feels like one big ass song that's just chopped up into pieces. And yeah, there's many good moments on here. Problem is just like the songs are just so damn long, so like I can't accurately like pick just like a song to say, yeah, I really like that one, because there's just so much happening in every single one of them. Because like, this is just one of those records you got to hear like 10 times before you even remotely retain what's going on. At least for me. I think some people can just like retain shit forever, but me, I forget shit all like really quick. Like, if I'm listening to an album, like by the time I get to the fourth song, I've already forgotten the first song. So that's just me. Yeah, man, it's a good listen. It's number 10, obviously. I could see myself trying to dig deeper into these guys, but once again, it is just a lot for a first listen. And from, yeah, right, dude, I'm not gonna say it. We have Crippled Black Phoenix with Ellengaest. Greetings from Motherland. Polska? You were from the motherland? That's kind of cool. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, Crippled Black Phoenix, Ellengaest. Pretty much along the same lines as the one we just talked about. It's a lot to kind of try to retain. Like, there's definitely some aspects of this I really like when it gets super heavy. Like the big chords at the end of In the Night. You know, like a lot of it is just kind of, I'm starting to get tired, man. I'm getting really tired. Oh my god. And you know how I just said how I really like it when it gets really heavy. But I did really like Invisible Past, though. Like, it has which I realize I just contradicted myself, because this is probably the cleanest song on the album. But there's just a super cool mood to it. Like a nice halftime feel the whole time. And I just really like the leads and vocals in it. I'm definitely curious about their other work, because a lot of it I wasn't super fond of. But like, I feel like there's something in this band that I would really enjoy, because they have the ingredients, kind of like that Anathema band from whatever rank your albums that was. They have the similar situation where like I hear all the ingredients to something great, but it just wasn't that one. So I feel like there could be something in a discography. that I really enjoy. But this one was pretty good too. Okay, and up next from the world-famous Haley's Classic Rock Block, we have Under a Raging Moon by Roger Daltrey. I think this is one of his underrated solo albums and also had a little help from Pete Townshend. So this is just like a bootleg Who album. And yeah, basically the exact same thing I feel about damn near every Who album, where it's like, it's really solid. It's really good. Like the first couple tracks and the title track especially were super solid. But the fact that there's like 10 damn drummers on the end of that album, because obviously this whole thing, or at least that song, is kind of a tribute to Keith Moon. And the fact that he got like all these guys, I don't know if they were his influences or people who were influenced by him. I don't know, but there was a lot of like, it was just a big drum solo at the end. It was pretty damn cool. Slow songs were but like all the rockin' songs were rockin'. I liked them and they were pretty good. And yeah, good stuff. Just good shit. And from good old Nick Scarpinato, we have Purple Rain by Prince, the final album to make it onto this list. A lot of people consider him to be one of the greatest guitarists and musicians of our time, and even though he's not here anymore, womp womp, his influence is still very much present in music. Enjoy one of the 80s biggest albums, and good luck on the road to 1K. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy. Anyway. It's basically like Michael Jackson, except way less annoying, because Michael Jackson's a fucking moron. I'm sorry, but I really do not like him or his music. But yeah, we have like Take Me With You. I really like the string licks. Computer Blue was pretty fun. Kind of reminds me of Zappa, except like 90 pounds less cocaine. Baby, I'm a Star, just a great time. Like, it doesn't stay one note the whole time. It makes for a good listen, a lot of good variety on this thing. So big bonus points on that one. It's also a movie, which I definitely want to check out now. But yeah, just overall, like from a writing standpoint and a performance and like production wise, like it's just put together super well. And it's just one of those albums that everyone's got to hear, like it's just like in that Hall of Fame of like, yeah, this shit's good. Listen to it. And from Metal Rabbit, we have Focus 2, parentheses, Moving Waves by Focus. They are a famous Dutch prog rock band, and their most well-known song is in this album titled Hocus Pocus, obviously. But to me, it doesn't overshadow it. It is one of the strangest albums I've listened, but I also found it very intriguing. I really would like to hear your opinion on this album. Well, it is number 6, so it is very good. I think everyone's at this point, at least I hope everyone's seen the Hocus Pocus live performance where they like played it double speed. And honestly, even the normal one where it's super slow, which it's all about the live performance at this point. Like you just once you do play it like that, there's just no going back. But even the album version, where like the normal one, it still slaps. Like honestly, it's a really good song. And then Janice, I also thought was very great. Like super chill, and the flute melody is so nice. Oh my god. But yeah, then we have a song like Eruptions, which kind of reminds me of like an ELP song at points, because it's just a bit much. It's a little over the top, like everything ELP did. But yeah, man, it's been years. We've already listened to all of Focus and Gentle Giant for that matter, but it's actually been like 6 years or some shit, so obviously I don't remember anything from it. But yeah, Focus, they're good stuff. It's a very good album. In the hall of the mountain king. Oh god, here we go. Number 5. This time we have Savatage's Hall of the Mountain King from the world famous Josh, who is obviously everyone knows Josh at this point. Oh my, OMG, what a classic. OMG, what an grammar, Josh, please. OMG, what an awesome classic rock album. A traditional heavy metal album with lots of amazing guitar from Chris Oliva, rest in peace, who sadly left us way too early, and awesome, amazing vocals from his brother and piano, John Oliva. The band also started to move into more progressive metal territory starting with this album, and they apparently will be releasing a new album in 2024. How about that? Maybe we'll talk about that at the end of the year. Okay, so obviously I already knew about Prelude to Madness and the title track many years ago. And unfortunately, none of the other songs really live up to those songs. But honestly, how can you? Because, dude, Hall of the Mountain King is such a goddamn good song. It rips so goddamn hard. Yeah, awesome-ass lyrics. Fucking love the chorus when everything drops out. And it, you know, like, especially the last one where they hold it for a little longer. And then in the Hall of the Mountain King, and then everything drops back in. And now, oh yeah, like, great vocals. Great everything on that song. That's a fucking perfect song right there. And then obviously the intro, Prelude to Madness, super memorable riff, even though obviously that's a classical piece from like 900 years ago, but you know what? Still pretty good. But beyond those songs, Beyond Doors of the Dark is probably my other favorite song. Like, this whole thing is just fucking chocked full of good-ass riffs and good-ass moments, and it's just a fucking good-ass album. It's just a good-ass album that I've been sleeping on for way too long, because, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, this shit fucking rips. Man, speaking of sleeping on, oh my god, Go Rue for DH. We have Testament, The New Order. For me, this is the best thrash metal band, and this is their best album. Holy shit, where the God, I hate me from, like, before 2012, because all I fucking did was listen to stupid-ass Metallica, and I just completely bypassed all these other good-ass thrash bands, like fucking Testament. This shit was fucking good. This was good, man. Into the Pit was fucking awesome. I don't even know, every fucking song, every damn song in this damn thing was for kick-ass. Just more good thrash shit, like good vocals. Like, you got a thrash man with, like, really good vocals, and it's like, that's all you need. That's all you need. You fucking got Gene Hoglan in there. I don't think this was him, but, you know, whoever else was in there, it just checks all the boxes. Good vocalists, good ass guitarists, like, just good ass songs, good solos. Like, I don't know, what else do you need? The only thing I'm just so fucking upset is that I haven't heard this band before this, and it pisses me off. It angers me. It actually really angers me, because I've just been the same fucking music over and over again. But yes, thank you for making me listen to Testament finally, because this shit kicked ass. And the first of two, count 'em, two death albums coming in at number 3. Gee, I wonder where the next one is. Holy shit. From Facelift, finally one that I can possibly be a part of. Okay, I accepted everyone. For now, I'm accepting everyone, so I'm surprised to see that people were like, oh, I'm surprised to see Miley on here. It's like, yeah, you give me an album, I'll do it. Like, I did everyone. But yeah, anyway, I would suggest Death's Symbolic. Absolute fucking masterpiece that transcends death metal. Everything is amazing from the drums to the tempo changes to the lyrics and riffs and solos. Cheers. I don't know about the lyrics because I can't understand them, but what I can understand is how goddamn good this fucking his riff writing is. Chuck, Rip Chuck, rip to a lot of people on this list, but Rip Chuck. Sacred Serenity, I really like the clean break. You already know I'm all about that acoustic at the end of Crystal Mountain. Shit was good as hell. It took a couple tracks to get into, but like, it's fucking solid. Like, I don't love any of the songs really, but like every one of them is just another one that like everything is just equally consistent. You know, like one listen really doesn't do it justice. Probably, I mean, we did listen to Death not even that long ago, like when I was still living in the condo, which was only like a year ago, so it hasn't been that long. But yeah, Death, it's just fucking really good, and we haven't even talked about the second one yet. So yeah, the fact that both of them made it this high up, you know, just like Alice in Chains, whenever that happened, just like, damn, shit's really good. The bronze medal goes to Kabui with the other Death album, Sound of Perseverance. God fucking damn. I'm hoping you do a ranking of theirs because all their albums are at least 9 out of 10. Honestly, I think I have to, right? Like, both of them came into top 3. Like, how the fuck am I not going to talk about Death now? But yeah, man. My favorite album by the godfathers of death metal. Many say Possessed created death metal, but I say Mr. Chuck created the genre. Just so you know, this is pretty much a prog death metal album. The opening track is already insane from the first second. Spirit Crusher is proggy as hell. Flesh and the power it holds is absolutely incredible. And the Judas Priest cover Painkiller is better than the original. Give it a shot. I hope you like it. I wouldn't go that far. But that's also probably because Painkiller is like top 20 favorite albums of all time. So, I really like Painkiller. But the cover is pretty good. And just copy and paste whatever I just said about Symbolic. Because, like you said, this is kind of like the more proggy one, which is why this one is slightly higher than Symbolic. But it's like, how the fuck do I even pick a favorite song? Like, I guess Spirit Crusher, because actually, one of my coworkers was, you know, also kind of a metalhead. Not kind of, he is. A lot of Avenged Sevenfold, which, please, no one ever give me Avenged Sevenfold, because I will tell you it's going to the bottom. I won't even hear it, because I already know it's going to be on the bottom. But yeah, he was playing this playlist, and I heard this familiar song, and I was like, yo, is this Death? And he was like, yeah, it is. And it was Spirit Crusher, because I recognized that one riff, like towards the middle or end or whatever. I recognized the riff. I was like, wow. Like I said before, I forget shit really quick. And the fact that I still remembered Spirit Crusher, that's impressive. But yeah, man, just these two albums were just damn good. Both of them. Good job, you two. Yeah, a lot of metal up here. Like, these two Death albums, Testament and then Savatage. A big chunk of metal. But that leads us into our number one. And, you know, a lot of the stuff towards the bottom, you know, like the fucking J-pop Hoshimachi thing, you know, Sleep Token, hella, you know, Sparks, all those different stuff, you know, like I think I've mentioned this at some point before, like, don't be afraid to give me different things, because sometimes it really fucking works. Like our new winner, or not winner, just like the winner of the 5th edition of Rank Your Albums. That's right, it's me, Callous Wing, Dirge and the Explorer, coming in number 1, baby. These guys are from Chicago. You guys should check them out. Pretty good album. You buy it if you want to. No, I'm just memeing, but seriously, go listen to our album if you haven't already. Nasty Man, Burlick, thank you guys for buying the album. You two are kick-ass. But for real, let's get to our winner of this video, because I'm tired. And congratulations to Joel L., which I think you've been here since the first time I did this. So, see, good on you. We have Yellow Magic Orchestra with Solid State Survivor. I think last time you said not to be afraid of giving different stuff. So I guess that was at number 4. So here goes. An iconic Japanese electronic band, their music influenced a lot of video game composers in the 80s. I have already heard this album about 8 times. It is so fun to listen to. Like, the first time I heard it, it was around number 8, right? I had it around number 8. And I was going to mention how Technopolis, even though the album isn't number 1, that's my favorite song of this entire list. And then I just got the urge to listen to it again. And as soon as I got that urge to listen to it a second time, I put it to number 1. Because no other album I was like, I want to listen to this again already. I mean, the fact that it's like a half hour helps. But man, fuck. Technopolis, bro. The first song on this album is just perfect. Like, there's only 2 or 3 parts that just repeat forever, or like a couple times because it's like 4 minutes long. But I love the little like pre-chorus. I don't know what part it is, but I play it in the goddamn title card, so you know what part I'm talking about. I fucking love how it sounds so much. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. And Riding is very close behind for favorite songs, because that one is equally, or not equally, almost as good as Technopolis. These 2 damn songs, let me tell you, I've been playing this shit. You remember when Alice in Chains won? And I talked about how I haven't skipped a day listening to Wood for like 3 weeks. It's not that extreme because I haven't listened to it every day. But I must have heard this song like 10 or 15 times at this point. I fucking love it. I love it. It's amazing. And then their cover of Day Tripper is super like out there and cool and unique. And you know, every other song like Insomnia and something about Mask. Something with Mask in the title. I forgot what it's called, but like, it's this super synthy fucking album. You know, like I said, you know, the week after hours, Dawn FM, Riverside's Friend or Foe, every time there's like synth stuff, I fucking love it. I think that is my new calling, is the synth fucking genre. Because, damn, I don't know how long I've been talking about this album, but, like, honestly, dude, seriously, I've heard it many times already. My camera's about to die, so we're just going to say congrats to Joel L. You finally have won one, and expect the Yellow Magic Orchestra ranking soon. And, honestly, death soon after that, because I got to do them at this point. But probably during the summer, because from here on out, it is busy season. It is busy season, son. We got 2 videos to do next month. We got the Yellow Magic Orchestra ranking. We got March, April, May, which are going to be fucking bananas for this fucking next marathon I'm doing. And then, holy shit, just a lot. All right, so thank you all for watching. Thank you all for 925 subscribers now. Holy shit. 1,000 is going to be big. Everyone start getting your albums ready, because in a matter of months, it is going to be time again to fight to the death over my favorite album. But yes, let this be a message to everyone. Do not be afraid to give me different stuff, because a lot of times it's at the bottom, but sometimes, like now, number 1, baby. Good ass album. Listen to it. Everybody fucking listen to Solid State Survivor. Listen to Technopolis. Listen to Rydeen. Kicks ass. Goodbye, everyone.